What's going on, everybody? Matt here with Patriot Comics. Welcome to another video. I just picked up a awesome comic book collection as well as a vintage G.I. Joe collection. I'm really excited to show you everything I picked up. Let's take a look now. All right, so real quick, I'm going to show you all of the G.I. Joe stuff, and then we'll get to the comic book collection. As far as the G.I. Joes, they're all vintage pieces. They're all vehicles. There were no action figures, but there was a lot of really cool vehicles. A lot of them are missing pieces, but it's a great little investment. I get to find and build some of these vehicles back and make them complete. So it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy it. There were two of these boats here. There's the troop transport, missing pieces. Got some parts. We have the weapons carrier here. We have a snowcat, little doom buggy. We got the Cobra raft. We have the Thunder Machine. We got a Cobra stun. We got Destro's vehicle. We got two of these ASPs. We also have a C-Ray and Sergeant Savage's vehicle. And then we also have this one here and this plane. And it also came with a Night Raven, which is almost complete. Really, really cool. Here's the comic book collection. We'll get to that in a minute. And then there was one more really awesome G.I. Joe item. Let me show you that real quick. So we also have the Cobra Terrordrome. This is like a grail for G.I. Joe collectors. As you see here, it is missing most of the small parts, but the main shell is here. It's got the top, and then it's got the base down low. I mean, this thing is awesome. All of these vehicles and this Terrordrome were like in really, really dirty condition, and I spent like 3 hours cleaning everything. The Terrordrome, as well as all of these vehicles. I mean, I have so much stuff right here. It's kind of a mess. But I'm really excited to kind of build these and try to make some of these complete. I do have some spare parts. I might be able to complete some of these right now. And I will go ahead and probably put a lot of this stuff up for sale. If anybody's interested in G.I. Joe items, definitely send me an email. Let me know. But we got a lot of really cool stuff, and including the Terrordrome, which is awesome. All right, so now let's get to this comic book collection. There is one long box and one short box worth of books. Really, really excited. Let's take a look. All right, so let's first take a look at this short box of books. It's not a full box, as you see, but this is a nice little run of Walking Dead books. There were some cool keys in here. I pulled those out. We're going to save them till the end. But there's a lot of great stuff in here. 33, 36. There were a couple early issues. We'll show them in a minute. 51, 52. I mean, there's some variants in here. There's like a couple doubles and triples of some books as well. 95, 98, 99. We have 100 and a different variant cover. That's the first appearance of Negan. We have, I think, 3 copies of 101, 102, 103. I mean, there's some really cool stuff in here. I'm a big fan of The Walking Dead, and it's cool to get a nice little run of the comics here. There was also the first appearance of Ezekiel here in issue 108. There's actually 3 copies, which is crazy. 109, 110, and I mean, it just keeps going. There are a couple minor keys in here that I didn't pull. There is like every variant cover ever made for this issue 115. There's like a million different variants. Pretty crazy. Really cool. There's the blank cover. Another variant of 115. I mean, it's pretty crazy. 117, 18. Let's fix this box here. 118 again, 119, 120. And it kind of goes up until, let's see, 25, 26, and then 27. And it skips like the last handful of issues. But a really nice little run of Walking Dead. And there were some cool keys, like I said. I'll show you those in just a moment. Let's take a look at this long box now and see what kind of books we got. So here is the long box. This whole section that you see is empty, was all of the best books. So I pulled those out. We're going to save those for the end. But there was a lot of pretty cool stuff in here. There was some run filler, but there were a couple decent books and some good run filler as well. Like these Uncanny X-Men books. I mean, this is a great one right here. 138. 2 copies of 156. You know, a couple other books here. 65. There's the... first appearance of Lockheed, 166. There's actually 2 copies, 171, 172, 175, 180. The first appearance of Forge, 184. Looks like he had 3 copies, 185. First Nimrod on 191. Cool Doom cover. The 25th anniversary, first Marauders on 211. That classic Wolverine cover on 212. First battle between X-Men and the Marauders on 222. The parody issue on 245. 2 issues of this one. The awesome Mark Silvestri cover. And what else do we got? Psylocke in her new outfit. First appearance of Bishop. 2 copies of that. One's a newsstand. One's a direct. Our first cameo or whatever you want to call it. First full appearance in 282. Some annuals. That's a cool one there. X-Men #1 from Jim Lee. X-Men #2, 6 in a newsstand. A little trade paperback of Spider-Man versus Wolverine. That one's pretty cool. Spider-Man Special Edition #1. Really cool cover there. And all of these books, for the most part, are high grade. There's a couple that, have been well read and well loved. But for the most part, these are all pretty high grade. Spider-Man Unlimited #2. Some McFarlane Spider-Man. What else we got? Some Maximum Carnage run. We got some Web of Spider-Man. That's the annual. Got #5, #12. Issue #50. I always thought that was a cool cover. And it's a newsstand. Also, issue 100. With the Spider Armor, also a newsstand. We got some Spectacular Spider-Man, Peter Parker, issue #2, issue #3. I think that's the first Lightmaster. Issue #4, that's another minor key. 2 copies of issue 20. And then some more run filler stuff, Cosmic Spidey. We also got Spectacular 200. Let's see what else. And then we got a whole bunch of really cool, amazing Spider-Man books. Starting off with 145, 148. This one's in pretty rough condition, but that's a nice little minor key there. 153, we got 2 copies. 155, it's got a little chunk out of the corner. Some of the older books are in a little bit lower grade, but for the most part, like I said, they're pretty nice condition. 156, 159, 184. Is that First White Dragon or something like that? 203 with Dazzler. 204, I think that's the 3rd appearance of Black Cat. Some more Black Cat here. 2 copies of that. 211, really cool Namor cover. The Juggernaut series. This is a cool little key there, or minor key. 231, 232, 233. Cool book there. There's some decent, minor keys all up in here. There's the first appearance of Rose, or The Rose. 255, another cool book there. Great book here, 258. Another awesome one here, 261. A lot of these, minor keys. But still, really happy to grab these. And I'll let you know exactly what I paid for everything. And I think I got a really good deal. Just a lot of amazing Spider-Man, which is awesome. I will never complain about that. Bunch of Spider-Man books. Classic cover there with the floating heads. More ASM, great Venom cover. The 375, cool foil cover. Some more Maximum Carnage. And then some of the later books here. We also got 388. And then some more modern Amazing Spider-Man too. A little bit newer ones. That's where he meets Barack Obama. Some cool... this is... It's got a little minor key there. Some pretty cool books. If you see anything that I'm missing, let me know. If you see any like high value, weird variants or something that I'm not picking up on, definitely let me know in the comments. I love that cover too, a 700. And then a bunch of these here. And then two different Superior Spider-Man books. We got Mr. X Wolverine, the one-shot. We got Wolverine and the Dupe. And then we have a big run of The Thing. It was missing issue number 1, but there's like 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 27, 8. All right, so it's kind of skipping around. I thought I organized them all, but I guess I missed a couple. But a lot of these Thing books, which, you know, I don't really collect this run, but, you know, somebody might. This will be a good little thing to sell or trade. We got second Deadpool in a newsstand. More X-Force. We got What If Storm Had Remained a Thief. We got What If Wolverine Had Married Mariko. We got 2 Marvel Tales books. Some Warlock. And then a bunch of Wolverine as well. So this collection actually came from the gentleman that I bought all those really cool keys at the flea market from. If you remember that video, I bought a box of really great books from a gentleman who lived local to me. He gave me a great deal, and he said that he had some vintage toys and he had more comics, and he was looking to move them quickly, and I definitely was excited about that. So I went over to his house, and he sold me all these comics and all those G.I. Joe vehicles, and he gave me a great price, I think. So, you know, we'll talk about that in just a moment. We got a bunch of these Secret Wars Series 2. We got Defenders 35, Defenders 85, and then some random Incredible Hulk books, some Ghost Rider, and we have a third printing of The Death of Superman. All right, so some really cool stuff in here. You know, nothing too crazy, nothing with like really high value. But some great books, and, you know, I'll let you know what I paid. I think we got a great deal. Let's take a look at all the best books now that I found in this collection. So before we get to all those books, I forgot to mention that he threw in some really cool other stuff, like this Frankenstein statue. It actually plugs in, and it lights up. It's got a little plug back here. His eyes glow. It still has the tag on it here. Universal Studios Monsters Light Up Monster Bust. He just kind of threw this in because this little plaque broke off, but I can easily glue that back on, and this thing is awesome. I'm really excited about this Frankie bust. I can't wait to fix that and set it up. Also, there were 2 monster magazines that he gave me, or that he showed me, that I, you know, purchased as well. This one is awesome, from Warren Publications, Dracula 79. Really, really cool. I did throw it in a Mylar protector here. Makes it look just really nice. Vampires of the Movies. Really, really cool. So we got that one there. And then we also got this one here, Monsters of the Movies. It's got an awesome Lon Chaney Wolfman on the cover. It does have a big tape hole, which is unfortunate, but still really, really cool. And he gave me these for an incredible price. All right, let's get to all the best books that were in this collection here. Starting off with Walking Dead Weekly, issue number 1. It's a reprint of the issue number 1. They reprinted in this series, the weekly series, I think 1 through 52 of the run. But it still has a, you know, like a $10 to $20 value. Also, we have Walking Dead issue number 10. This is a really high-grade book here. Actually, there's a couple little indentations on the spine, but it's still pretty clean. This is the first appearance of Herschel, Lacey, and Maggie. Some pretty big characters. It's an early book in the run. It has some decent value. You know, nothing crazy, but still really cool. Also, Walking Dead 27. Really, really cool cover. You know what? This is Walking Dead Weekly. Oh, man, I just realized that it's not the... so it's a reprint of the first appearance of the Governor. I thought I scored big on this one. I just realized as I'm filming now that it's the weekly reprint. So it is a reprint. It's not worth the $90 that I thought it might be worth. Whatever. This is also a weekly. Son of a gun. All right, no big deal. This is the death of Lori Herschel and the Governor. Still, issue number 48. All right, so maybe those aren't worth as much as I thought. But here we go. This is a really cool Comics Pro exclusive of Walking Dead 81. This actually has some pretty decent value. Really cool variant, exclusive cover. And yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the real deal. That one's worth like, I don't know, like 40 bucks maybe a little more. We also have issue number 92. Cool cover here. And this is the first appearance of Jesus. Big character in the show. All right, now let's get to all of the books, all my favorite stuff here. So, first one here is Avengers 63. Nice little Silver Age 12-cent book. It's like a, you know, a lower mid-grade copy, but still really, really cool. And this is where Clint Barton turns into Goliath. So really, really cool little, you know, little minor key for the run. Nice Silver Age Avengers. Happy to find that one. Also got Captain America issue 103. Unfortunately, it has a big chunk out of the top right corner, but it's an awesome Red Skull cover. So I'm happy about that. We got Incredible Hulk 112. Just a nice little Silver Age Hulk book. Not too bad there. Pretty decent condition. We got Hulk 129 with the Glob. Really cool book here. Just love any kind of silver and early bronze. This is a great book to find. Black Panther issue number 1. You know, first solo run for Black Panther. Really, really cool book. Very high grade as well. This is a super clean copy. I'm excited about this one. You know, some decent value there. Also got Shazam number 1. Not too bad. A very, very high grade copy as well. It looks awesome in these Mylars. I also use the 56-point backing boards. They're the really thick backing boards. I don't know if anybody else out there uses those, but I feel like they just make the books so much more sturdy and protected. So a nice Mylar bag with a thick backer board. I am a big fan, especially for, you know, cool keys. All right, Shazam number 1, happy to grab that one. We also have Joker issue number 3. It's just a nice looking copy here. I love this Joker run. It's got Creeper on the cover. Very cool. I'm excited about that one. It's not a big value book or anything. We do have Sandman number 1. Pretty decent condition here, pretty high grade. And I'm happy to grab this one here in the collection. They do have an error printing where it's got like a pink type background. Of course, this is the blue background. That's the regular printing. Also, Sandman number 2. I just figured I'd just keep those together. This one's really cool here. This is like the debut of whatever spider suit this is. I can't remember off the top of my head. I'll throw it up on the screen. But this is Amazing Spider-Man 650. And I just thought this was such a cool cover. And it's a decent little key. This I just grabbed because it was super awesome. I love this this cover. This is Scotty Young, of course, with Deadpool and Spidey. Amazing Spider-Man 611. Such a awesome cover. I'm not sure if I have this in my collection yet. I don't think I do. So I'm happy to grab that one. Also, this classic, you know, embossed cover of Spider-Man 400. The Death of Aunt May. This is a really, really nice copy here. You can see all of the embossing is still there. Sometimes it kind of like flattens out and fades away. But this is a really clean copy. Also, we got Amazing Spider-Man 344. This book was actually in the other collection that I bought from this gentleman the last time at the flea market, but it was a lower grade copy. This one is a really nice high grade copy. And this is the first appearance of Cletus Cassidy, who, of course, becomes the Carnage. And then we got some really cool books here. We have Amazing Spider-Man 257. Really, really awesome book to get there. It's got some decent value. I'll throw it up on the screen here. Really, really cool. Great cover. We also have ASM 256, the first appearance of Puma. Also, a pretty decent condition copy. This one is a newsstand, and they also had another copy that was a direct edition. So, can't complain about 2 copies of the first Puma. All right, we also have Amazing Spider-Man 209, first appearance of Calypso. Really cool, nice little first appearance key here. Happy to grab this one. Really excited about that. We also have another awesome Romita cover here with Amazing Spider-Man 201 featuring the Punisher. And what's cool about this is that I opened it up, and this is, in fact, a Mark Jewelers. This has the Mark Jewelers insert. It was a really awesome surprise to find that one. This was the only Mark Jewelers I found in this collection. I did end up bag and boarding all these books, and, that was the only one that I found. But not too bad. Marked it here. Mark Jewelers insert. Really, really cool, and such a great book to get the Mark Jewelers on. Also, we got a Spider-Man 13, just a classic McFarlane cover. I love this copy here. And of course, what goes along with that but Spider-Man #1, the classic Todd McFarlane cover. This is just the, this printing here. I almost thought it was a platinum edition, but of course it's not. That would have been a really big score. This one here, it's like a very minor key, but I'm a big fan of Masters of the Universe, so I pulled this one out. He-Man Masters of the Universe, issue #1. I think this is volume 2, I believe, from DC Comics. Nothing crazy there. And then this one I just thought was really interesting. This is Marvel Collector's Edition presents Wolverine, issue #1. It's got a really cool Keith cover with Wolverine and Jubilee. And this is brought to you by Charleston Chew. Pretty weird. And it's also a flip over comic. So on the other side is a Spider-Man comic. So you have this Wolverine issue and then you flip it over and you got a Spider-Man story. I just thought this was really interesting. I've never seen this book before. And it doesn't really have a lot of value, but I just thought it was really cool and very unique. So that's all the books that were in this collection. I think there was some cool stuff in here. Not any huge home runs, but for the price I paid, I think it was definitely worth it, especially since I got all of these G.I. Joe vehicles as well. I mean, I have so much stuff to go through. I did end up cleaning all of these because they were really dirty. But they're all nice and cleaned. They're all put back together. And, I think this was a really fun little collection haul. All right, let's talk about what I paid. All right, so let's talk about exactly what I paid for this collection. We're going to talk about the comics, and then we'll talk about the toys as well. As for the comics, there ended up being 280 comic books, as well as the 2 monster magazines and that cool Frankenstein bust. I ended up paying $350 for all of that. I think that was a pretty good deal. If you do the math, paying $350 on 280 comics, not including the 2 magazines and the Frankenstein, you're looking at $1.25 per comic, which I think is a great deal. That being said, there is a lot of comic books that are worth like $1 or less. I'm going to try to sell them at $1 or 50 cents at my next show or on Whatnot. And, that's if I even sell them. So the majority of the value comes from the books you see here and a couple other ones that were pretty good. So I think that was a great deal for the comic books. I'm very happy. The seller was extremely happy. We made a good deal where everyone walked away, winning. So I think this was a great pickup. Let's talk about the toys real quick, and then we'll end this video. All right, so as for all the G.I. Joe toys, I ended up paying $150 for all of those vehicles, including that really cool Terrordrome, and I think that was a great deal. There was about 20 or so vehicles, and then the big Terrordrome playset, and, I ended up paying $150 for all of these, and I think that was a great deal. Of course, I had to put a lot of work into cleaning these all up, and putting all the pieces back together, because these were all in a bunch of different pieces. I had to figure all that out, but I think it was a good deal, and I'm excited to have some more projects of some vintage toys ahead of me. I really enjoy that kind of stuff. All right, everybody, so that's the video for today. I hope you enjoyed checking out my newest collection buy. We got a really cool comic book collection and some really cool vintage toys, two of my favorite things to collect. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you can see when I upload my next video. And as always, I'll see you on the next one.